Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, your vibes for the week ahead. You've got rock in a hard place. I know. Okay, so we've all been there. You know what I mean? Kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, not really liking the look of the options that we may have around us, kind of feeling pinched in by our current circumstances. Like all I can feel is the fucking rock and the damn hard place. You know what I mean? Just trying to keep my head above water, trying to hold something back, keep the peace, keep people together, this kind of thing, like a fixer. Sometimes that is the rock and the hard place. This is two people, challenging personalities, and you're in between them trying to make the peace, keep the peace, make things work. This could be circumstances that are not to your liking and things aren't really moving in any direction that you can see. Okay, sometimes we get so overwhelmed by the things that we don't care for that is all we're picking up on. Okay, and we forget that there's like green grass down here, there's a big blue sky vast above up here, can just hop this direction and try a whole new thing. Okay, but we feel pretty much stuck. We may not like those options, not even the next temporary option that could potentially get us out of this scenario, because what about after that? Okay, sometimes we pause and kind of just feel the circumstances that we're in. So this could be new. This could be a scenario, especially with this teaching and learning card. Card is number 57, this rock in this hard place. Some air signs might feel uncertain or a little apprehensive about what's going on, like you don't have all the information. Okay, this teaching and learning kind of like, oh no, I thought I knew this, but now I don't really know this, and I find myself in kind of a predicament here. Okay, but also this teaching and learning is about developing new knowledge. Okay, educating yourself or becoming educated. If you are, find that there are gaps to your process, like this could be a rock in a hard place at work. Okay, like I don't know how to use that damn copy machine. You know what I mean? I keep having to ask my coworkers to use the copy machine for me every time I need to make copies because I don't know how to use the damn thing. That's a rock in a hard place. I'm stuck right now. Okay, but if I can learn how to use that, it no longer has control over me any longer. It's not a rock in a hard place that I'm stuck between. So recognizing where, as an air sign, you may be able to educate yourself around the processes regarding where you feel stuck or ill-equipped to handle life in some areas, these circumstances that are dissatisfying to you. It could even be that you're learning new things and it's hard. Okay, it really could be. I'm learning new things and it's hard. Maybe you're a teacher, teaching and learning. Maybe you're teaching and that's more challenging for you. Maybe you're deciding to step into a leadership role. Okay, and I'm not sure if I can do that. Like, I don't know if I'm a supervisor material. You know what? I'm not sure if I can lead all these people or teach these children or whatever this is in your life. We teach others how to treat us by being in connection, and we teach others how to live appropriate lives when we do that the same. They witness what we have going on and they learn by proxy a lot of the time. So when we're going through struggle, they pick that up too. I'll just say this real quick for the air signs. Someone needs to hear this. Your kids, your friends, your partner, your who knows who this is that watches you. Okay, but when you deal with stress and struggle, they are learning how to deal with stress and struggle because that's how you do it. So how do you do it? Do you do it in a healthy way? Are you teaching them healthy coping skills? Or are you teaching them that, well, mom flips out and punches the wall, but then mom apologizes. I apologize. No big deal. Everything's fine. What are we teaching people through the ways that we cope? All right. They see this and they pick up cues when we cope in healthy ways. Wow, it leaves a bigger imprint. All right. Oh my gosh, mom's stressed out and she's even crying, but she told me everything's fine and that it's okay to cry when you're upset and that everything's going to be okay. Mom's still here. Whatever this is, we're teaching people. I'm speaking to someone here, so please take that as it resonates. Also, this 5 and 7. 5 is the number of change. 7 is the number of truth. So even if there's no teacher in your life right now, you may be learning new truths about life, about yourself, about what you'll stand for or what you even want to entertain. Sometimes we find ourselves in a situation and go, oh no, what was I thinking? I thought this would be great, and then we go, this isn't the great thing that I thought it was. And I'm learning that. Now, how do I decide whatever that next thing is. Okay, there could be an aspect there. I also feel just a touch of an imbalance here for some air signs in relationships. Maybe someone's up here and someone's down here. Okay, this teaching and learning, I have seniority or authority over you, and you must listen to what I say and you must do what I say. And that could be a real rock and a hard place for some air signs. I feel like the major lesson right now for the air signs is anchoring in that high vibrational, divine, loving frequency that you predominantly have, anchoring it in during the challenge, during the struggle, during the hardship. When people are rude and showing their ass and the water pipes break, like these kinds of ways that can cause us not to be our best selves, but instead we rise to the occasion and do our best to be our best anyway. That is what I feel to be going on with some of the air signs. It's like an endurance test, something like this. So additional factor, you got two cards here, two cards. The first one is the Seven of Fire, challenge, determination, and resistance. That's interesting. You could be vying for a job position. Like I feel with these cards here, how you might be, interviewing, or you and several are all candidates for a job promotion or some such thing. And this could be you fending off those other applicants. Okay, this could also be you standing in your own power, trying to create change, trying to create peace, right? That kind of thing, smooth times between everyone, even though you're in the rock and the hard place. Like I feel like this is you trying to create peace by fighting. In a sense, there could also be some healthy boundaries necessary here. Sometimes with this Seven of Fire or the Seven of Wands, as it is, it's someone who has reached a certain level of empowerment. They won't back down any longer. Okay, even when others have things to say. Oh, really? You think you're smarter than all the rest of us, huh? Oh, you think your ideas are better? You can get us out of the rock and the hard place. Yes, I can. Listen to my words. Okay, these kinds of negative remarks or clashes in personality that just want to knock you down a peg, and you got to say, nope, I'm standing my ground. With this card, you've got Major Arcana card number 20, renewal, reflection, self-evaluation, and rebirth. So I feel like this rock and the hard place is really teaching you some things about what you don't want in your life and the kind of control that you are allowed to assert within connections and relationships and even in environments. I feel some air signs are making the call on environmental factors in the home or at work, whatever. And it's about you standing on that authoritative ground and deciding that this is what it's going to be. The renewal is about a standard, recognizing that we don't have to settle for that same old bullshit that used to be okay. Now we're all going to jump on board and do our best to be our best. I could feel how that could kind of put people at odds with you. Like, damned if I do, damned if I don't, air sign. I can feel here how you want better, but holding that standard is challenging because you too may also feel like, well, hell, if I have to have healthy boundaries with everybody and anyone who breaks my boundaries not in my life, I'll be alone forever, right? I can feel a little bit of this here, but that is not the case. You're retraining people at work or at home. Okay, you're retraining people as to how they can be more productive members of your life, of the equation. And sometimes maybe you're being retrained. I can feel how some air signs might be really learning some new stuff, and it's a challenge to absorb and integrate. I want to say to you, keep at it. The more persistent effort you give to that activity, you will see the results. Okay. Sometimes it just takes a little bit longer, but if you want it and it's the right thing to do, then that's what Spirit is calling for here for the air signs. So Gemini, you've got fuck everything that isn't a fuck yes. Fuck everything that isn't a fuck yes. So I feel how this is not a call for you to just be a yes man or a yes woman or a yes person and just agree, be a doormat. Nothing like that. I feel like the fuck yes is like positivity. You know what I mean? Positivity, positive thoughts, a bright outlook for the future. That kind of thing is what Spirit is saying for Gemini, is like, fuck all the bullshit. Focus on the positive. Lean into what you want in your life, what you're excited about. It's not just a yes, it's a fuck yes. You know what I mean? Fuck yes. And anything that's not a fuck yes is a fuck no. That's how I feel for Gemini. It's up to you to clean up the streets, to take care of this stuff, to teach people how to live better lives, or to learn the things that you need to learn so that you can do just the same. And it boils down to that emotional charge. All right, the fuck yes. You know, is this a fuck yes, or is this a I'm not sure? If it's an I'm not sure, then it's a no, and it's a never mind. Is it a fuck yes? Then jump in there, Gemini. That's what I have for you. Libra. Oh boy. Libra, you've got a daily reminder. Boundaries are fucking great. Boundaries are fucking great. I feel how, if this is you, your boundaries are not great. Okay. So sometimes we lose ourselves in the midst of the chaos of life, or into other people and their needs and their wants, and we forget to think for ourselves first. So Libra, Spirit is saying you've got to think for yourself first, and you've got to learn the things that you know you want to have in your toolbox. Okay, you've got to lean into the avenues that are right for you. I feel how some things or people or circumstances could be just pinching you in so much that you're losing sight of yourself. And there's an opportunity for renewal here. There's an opportunity for kind of, I feel like, a lull and then a reemergence. But these boundaries need to happen. You can't step out and just start saying yes to everything again and giving the shirt off your back, and then you're going to just be depleted and drained once more. So I feel how, Libra, this rock in this hard place might be because you didn't implement some healthy boundaries in the past. Your awareness now can create that for you. You're learning from those mistakes. All right. And you can now have those healthier boundaries and not feel bad about it. It's important to do that. So when we are, let's just go easy here. Like, we're in a new connection, we're dating someone. Okay. Although this might not be dating, this could be in a few different areas. Okay. But for instance, when we're going to just start dating someone, okay, well, I'm going to be my best self, and I'm not going to vape, and I'm not going to cuss, you know, and I'm going to try to be, you know, attractive and likable and funny and all these things. Right. So we kind of like try to be our best selves. Spirit wants you to be authentic in these ways, because when we're not authentic, when we have held ourselves so rigidly to the point that we're unrecognizable, then that's not an authentic connection. Also, if we are too afraid of rejection or of losing this potential opportunity to set a healthy boundary, for instance, oh, I have asthma, right? I don't, but I have asthma. And so, you know, I can't be around cigarette smoke. You know, that really bothers me. I go on a date and the guy lights up a cigarette, okay, and I don't say anything because I don't have fucking boundaries. I don't say anything. And now it's okay. It's just expected, and it's okay. There's an agreement there that you can smoke, and I don't have a boundary around this because I didn't say anything. However, speaking up about that boundary allows that person the invitation to be in healthy co-creation with you. Otherwise, they didn't know about the boundary. They thought you were in healthy co-creation, but you have a resentment building inside of you because they smoked, and that's against your boundaries. Boundaries are great when you express them and enforce them. Please do so, Libra. You need them. There's an aspect of no one will like me if I say no, or if I'm not the hot party spot, or if I'm whatever. Those kinds of connections will use you all up and still not be authentic and move right along once you've worn out that welcome. Your use. I'm sorry, I don't want to say it like that, but Libra, be authentic, be yourself, create those healthy connections now. Shrinking in and submitting into the shadow of a partnership or connection is not authentic. It's not sustainable. Aquarius now. Aquarius, you have the rock in the hard place, teaching and learning. 7 of Wands and the major arcana card number 20, renewal. So again, I feel the message, especially for Aquarius, that this is about how you do during the turbulent times of your life. It's not always going to be turbulent. It's not always going to be this rock and hard place energy, but it's teaching you something about yourself, about others, about your life, about how to use foresight to prevent things in the future that you don't want to have to end up in this scenario again. Okay, so you're learning a lot, and that's what it's about. You're also anchoring in as positive energy around these circumstances as you can without using those rose-colored glasses that prevent you from implementing real change. The card that you have is love and light and all that shit. So don't forget, Aquarius, to come from a place of love, to come from a place of light, even when life is challenging, okay? That's when it needs it the most. That's when you and everyone else need it the most. So, Aquarius, I feel how sometimes we focus on the negative circumstances or the things that let us down or the things that we don't have, the drawbacks, these kinds of obstacles, that kind of thing. We can focus on that and go right back into those same negative patterns of lack of progress, bumping into those same walls and barriers, those plateaus and this and that. However, you have the ability to step smoothly through this if you can create an aspect of neutrality around these circumstances or these things that arise. Okay, it doesn't really have to make or break me. No big deal. Let it go. Kind of like with mindfulness, the thoughts, we just let them go, right? These things that are going on, don't let them get a big giant emotional charge on you. Okay, as you can create a neutral, balanced, objective state in which you can function from and allow these things to take their course. All right. Love, light, and all that shit. Sometimes we've got to choose to focus on the positive. We've got to choose to keep stepping on that path instead of succumbing to or surrendering to the disappointment or discouragement of the moment. That is what I have for Aquarius. And that is what I have for all the air signs today. Thank you guys so much.